Today on the show, we have music from Plasticsole, but not one song, two songs. I'll explain in a bit. Also, my band Broken Wolf played our first gig in a brewery. Roll the intro!
The Something Else Podcast.
Right then, let's get down to it, right? It is just me on this show today because trying to get Bruce and Phil on the show, it's a bit difficult with our schedules, or schedules, however you want to pronounce it. I don't care, but it is a bit tricky. So for the most part, I'll be doing this by myself because I just said they're not here. Anyway, we're going to talk about my band first, Broken Wolf, because I'm going to leave the best till last. You see, Broken Wolf, we've been doing pretty well, right? And we played our first gig in a brewery on the day I can't remember. What was it? 2 Saturdays ago, let's say that. And it was amazing. We've never played a brewery before. If you want to know where it is, it's in Blackheath. It's a microbrewery. It's called the Fixed Wheel. Possibly one of the greatest things I've ever seen because they literally had like to me, like really expensive racer bikes all around. It was brilliant. Like the decor was amazing. It wasn't made for a band, you know. It was a very small brewery, but we rocked it. We did 2 sets, a 45-minute set, well, 2 45s. But yeah, we overran by 5 minutes on the first set, and then the second set we overran. We went to like an hour and 10. It was genius. So it was busy. It was busy, but it was fantastic. Like I said, we've never played a venue like that before. But the way I'm taking it is we're going to play like the pubs kind of thing for the dough and the venues for show, as in ticketed events. But it was a really, really good gig. And I can't complain. It was genius. But that's not why we're here. We're here for Plasticsole. Now, if you remember from the previous podcast, they're doing a single every month for the next 12 months. Now, I have been a bit behind with, getting my band. We've got like multiple, we've got a few gigs kind of one after another, so we're getting practice for that. Got some stuff going in the way of my job. So I've been focusing on some other things. So sadly, I have been putting the podcast kind of on the back burner for a bit. But today, we changed that because I'm going to play you last month's single. This one was called Instamatic Camera. And just like before, I'm not going to tell you what I think about it until the song's finished because I want you guys to tell me what you think. So, this one is Instamatic Camera and it's by Plasticsole. Let's do this.
Who makes you feel the way you do. It's lies and compromise that gets you through. So don't go blaming me, I'm not the one to blame. And then go on your way. Hey Miss Canute, I'd like to tell you how we failed to burn our bridges and the ships that we once sailed. We never compromised, we took it like a man and held the waves back with our hands. Instamatic camera never lies, just keeps holding on to you. And you know that if we falter, we'll survive, and we'll never see it through. We'll never find another day. Together we will find cinematic camera never lies, just keeps holding on to you. And you know that if we go there we'll survive, or we'll never see it through. We'll never sigh another day. Together we will find a way, and then we'll open up the door. I'm not the one who makes you feel the way you do. It's lies and compromise that gets you through. So don't go blaming me, I'm not the one to blame.
So there you have it. That was Instamatic Camera. So, hear me out. So, multiple times, right, I've said that they always remind me of a song I've heard before, or an artist or something, but they sound very authentic. They sound very original, which is amazing. Now, some of the notes I've put here. Plasticsole. You trigger some connections in my brain I don't think have been triggered for a while, because I was getting some mad The Who vibes, not the Mongolian like throat singing metal band, but you know, The Who, my generation. I was getting their vibes. Thin Lizzy, a bit of Guns N' Roses. Now let me explain. You see, The Who, like, in the later years, like when after Keith Moon died, so like in their 80s onwards, that's when they started to do a little bit more. I don't know. It wasn't The Who that we knew. It rhymed. I need to join Plasticsole with my rhymes. That was awesome. Anyway, but it was. I guess it was the rhythm, the tempo, the mood shifting. So like, that song reminds me of oh, what's the song? It's hang on. It's one of their like 2007 songs. Oh, it's gonna bug me. What is it? When I think back to the first time in my child. Real Good Looking Boy. Real Good Looking Boy. That's the song. It reminds me of that. The piano work. Wow. Like, I'm not being funny, but I don't have a great... My chair's really creaking, by the way. But I don't have a great track record with keyboards in bands, because generally, unless it's a band similar to this, or it's made for a keyboard or a piano, it don't work. Like, we tried to have a keyboardist, pianist, whatever you want to call it. We tried to have one of them in my first bands. It didn't work. Me and the guitarist at the time, we transcribed all the music so he could read it and do what he needed to it. And, you know, we had some pretty sophisticated things. And he came back with what can only be described with, like, a wobbling note. So it just played the same thing, like... I'm like, that's not metal, mate. But, you know... But the way it works in this one, it's... You can hear it. Like, if you really... I'm not saying it's quiet, but if you concentrate on it, you can hear it's doing its thing. But it blends so bloody well. And that's what it reminds me of, like when Pete Townsend started to add more kind of piano in there. Like, if you listen to Real Good Looking Boy, it's got that vibe for me. And especially with the way this Instamatic Camera kind of goes from this kind of like... not a fast song, but it's got a nice pace to it. It's kind of like, yeah, kind of, you know, it's got a good punch to it. Then it goes into this beautiful kind of, not chilled out, but like, you know, the atmosphere changes, then it builds back into how it was at the beginning. And I love it. Absolutely love it. So for me, it's got some, also with the Who vibes, Pete Townsend, sorry, his style of playing, like, the solo in this song, it was so, to me, so like 70s or 60s, 70s. It was, you felt the solo. Does that make sense? Like, it wasn't just, you know, if you listen to something like, really for me, any modern metal band, they've all got this same, like, they're just playing scales or whatever. So it sounds amazing, but it just doesn't feel like it's, it's from the heart sort of thing. Where this solo, to me, you felt it. And then the part where it's kind of like dueling guitar, very Thin Lizzy. Like this song, again, even though it reminds me of The Who, it still kind of gives me Wild One vibes from Thin Lizzy. Absolutely love it. Now, the Guns N' Roses bit. Let me have a swig of tea. Hang on. Well, I've got everything everywhere on the desk. It's an absolute nightmare to try and get me tea. But the Guns N' Roses thing. Vocals. I'm not saying he sings like Axl Rose, because there's only one Axl Rose, but the way he pronounces some of his sounds, it is very, very similar to Axl. Like the vowels, they're very, not expressive, but accentuated. Are those words I need to use right now? I'm not sure. But that's the kind of vibe I get. Like, it just sounds beautiful. Love your voice, my man. But that was last month. My pen's falling apart. That was last month. I'm going to play this month. Now, this one, excuse me, got a super itchy nose. My whole family's coming down with a cold. Well, the flu. It's weird. I had the tummy flu. Never had that before. But anyway, this next song is called Uh-Oh. I love this song. I just want to say as well, every song will be released from Plasticsole on the 1st of every month. So I'm going to try and be a bit more with it and get these ones out in due time. But this next one is called Uh-Oh, and it's by, Plasticsole. Let's do this.
What about alternate lines?
Try it. Go first.
I'll start and then...
Okay.
People come and people go.
People stay and then you know.
If you're going to stick around,
I'll keep your feet right on the ground. Uh-oh.
uh-oh, 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 uh-oh.
Sometimes you got to make a stand.
If you want to be a man,
And do the things you don't want to do.
even if it upsets a few. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. I feel like starting again. 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 Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Carry on in a different way.
Carry on till you're old and grey.
Time is always on your side. Take a chance, you could say you tried. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. I feel like starting again. I feel like starting again. I feel like starting again. I feel like starting. I feel like starting again. I feel like starting again. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh.
So, that was Uh-Oh. Now, this song has to be like my new favourite of Plasticsole because it's buggered me because it reminds me of something again, but I can't figure out. I can't speak today. I can't figure out what the bloody song is. But when I initially received it, I spoke to the band, and the first thing I said to him was it recorded live, and I only asked because it reminds me of a very, very famous producer, Rick Rubin. Now, he did one of my all-time favourite albums. I am a fanboy, but he did Black Sabbath's 13 album, and that's got a very, very live feel. By live, I mean everyone's in, not necessarily in the same room, but everyone's in the studio playing it together. They're not doing like drums first, this, then that, then this. But, excuse me, I love the mixing of it, the mastering, whatever you want to call it. I love the feel of the songs. Now, basically, the song was recorded, obviously, but the vocals were recorded live in the sense of both singers were literally facing each other. I'll put the picture up now for the video, that is. If you're listening to it, then you're going to have my terrible explanation. But basically, they were literally standing in front of each other, doing exactly what you just heard. Blew my mind because you don't normally get that. Like, even with very, very small bands that are recording not typical garage bands or garage bands, you want to be pedantic, but you know, they do it like one at a time because it just doesn't work, because you might get bleed from the other microphone, from the other singer. Bull crap, no one cares. But I love it, absolutely love it. The one thing I've got to say is the big kind of the drop when it goes into the big dirt. Oh, I love it. By dirt, I mean the distortion. I always call it dirt. But I like the fact that it does like this tapping thing. I had Eddie Van Halen vibes all running all through me then. Like, you know, you're just there and you're like, oh, okay, that was amazing. But there's one part, and I think it's midway through, basically where it goes soft and then back into the heavy bit. I don't know why, but it reminded me of The Who when they did, I think it's 5:15, the song 5:15, but they do it live. And there's like a part where it's kind of breaking down, and Roger Daltrey's just kind of ad-libbing some stuff. The next thing you know, John Entwistle on the bass just slams a dirty-ass bass line, well, bass solo. It gave me them vibes. Absolutely love it. Where did I get to? I'm trying to read my notes. But yeah, this song is reminding me of something that I can't remember. There's a song it's reminding me of, and it's there. But I can't, I don't know. But at the same time, I probably haven't heard it before. It just sounds similar. But I love it. I like how they've gone from something like the Buzzcocks kind of sound, you know, the Jam, where it's heavy, it's big, it's powerful. But this one has just kind of gone from that to like the Kinks, if that makes sense. They have gone to the Who's level for me. They've just raised that bar, and I absolutely love it. You know what I mean? The quality of the sound is brilliant. I mean, the work they put in, like I've not heard such a tight band. Absolutely love it. Like my band, we are just feral, but it works for us. This band, Jesus Christ. What I wanted to say as well with the other song, Instamatic Camera, that wah solo, I want to say it's a wah solo. It sounded a bit wah-y to me. You know, love it. I love when you can hear a song and feel it, and that's what I get with Plasticsole. You know, just hear it, you feel it. But yeah, I'm absolutely in love with it. What did you guys think? That's what I want to know. Because I had an idea. Plasticsole, hear me out. I'm pointing at random things here. I had an idea. You see, I like reviewing, reacting, however you want to call it. I like this. But I have an idea. Because I want the boys to be involved in this one. Because me and the boys, you know, Phil and Bruce, I need them on the show for this. Because what I want to do, I want to interview Plasticsole. Not just talk about their music. I want to talk about them. I want to get them on board. So what I'm thinking, Plasticsole, if you're up for this, again, I've got their picture on my screen. That's why I'm looking at it. It makes it a bit easier. But Plasticsole, hear me out. How about we all get together, find a mutual place, or, you know, go to each other's studios, whatever you want to do, I don't mind. We do a live podcast. Maybe you can perform. I'm not saying next month or the month after, but one of the remaining months of the 12, you could perform that particular month live. Yeah, so say if it was the 1st of October, we'll do the podcast live and you can perform that song live. How does that sound, Plasticsole? Because I would love to do that. I think it would be awesome. Then maybe we could do a jam together one day. I don't know. Broken Wolf meet Plasticsole. We can be the Plastic Wolf. That sounds weird. Or Broken Soul. There we go. Anyway. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to leave it there. What did you guys think? Because honestly, I think about my new favourite band and definitely my new favourite song. So until then, I'll see you soon. Stay safe. Make sure you wear a good suitable footwear because some of the flooring outside these days is pretty bad. Yeah. But anyway, that's all I'm going to do for today. I will see you on the next one. Thank you very much and bye.
The Something Else Podcast.
The